Hello there, welcome to my channel, Lucille Williams with Christian Talk. I have my dad with us today. Can you say your name for us?
My name is Bernie Resinello.
And how old are you?
I am 83 years old.
And are you my dad?
I think so. Yes.
Okay, so Dad, let me ask you the first question. How do you feel about me being a Christian?
I like the idea. Why not?
Okay, and do you believe in God?
No,
Can you tell us why?
there are so many things that are going on that I don't believe in God. There's too many contradictions. Whereas the Christian will say everything is made so well. Like the eye, how perfect the eye is. But why does God make it so complicated? An eye is complicated. When a baby is conceived, Christian will say, God, it was God's will that a baby was conceived. But then there's a miscarriage. So now God chose to not have that baby be born. So it was God's choice to baby be born. If you believe in God created that baby.
Right. And what do you think happens to us when we die?
Nothing. We knew nothing before we got here. And some people have fought with the idea of, did I have a soul before I was born? And now you have a soul when you're born. And so if you had no soul before you were born, you have no soul after you're born. When we die, that's it.
Okay. So what do you think the purpose of life is?
The purpose of life, that's a tough question. I don't know. I don't have an answer for purpose of life. I think it happened, how it happened, and why it happened. I think that's a mystery.
What would you say is the most important thing in life?
The most important thing in life is to love and be loved.
I like that. That's good. So how do you feel? You have a daughter that's a Christian, another daughter that's a Christian, a son that's a Christian, a sister that's a Christian, other family members. How do you feel about that? Do you ever get mad at them when they try to talk to you about God?
No, I don't. I am happy that people believe in Christian values. I mean, I do. I grew up a Christian, and I flipped when I was about 28, 30 years old, and now I'm 83, and I still have I know I'm in a minority, but I have trouble thinking, how could people believe that there's a God? And I know I'm in a minority.
Yeah. Do you sometimes get upset when people try to talk to you?
Get sad?
Get upset?
Oh, no, because I know they truly believe that, and they're happy with who they are.
Right.
And then I'm happy who I am.
Yeah. When I'm at your house, though, you don't like me to bring my Bible downstairs, huh?
Not to the exclusion of ignoring us.
Ooh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember I said, you're reading your paper. I can read my Bible, right?
Touche. That's a good point. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've heard you get upset with Aunt Joyce when she talks to you about God.
Well, she's preaching. I don't like anybody preaching.
And that's when it gets you upset.
That's when it gets me. Don't preach to me. And I won't preach to you. I don't preach to people about becoming an atheist.
Right. So what's the difference between somebody preaching to you and someone just talking to you about like God and God's love?
Well,
and all
we
that?
could discuss the existence of God without mentioning the Bible, without mentioning so-called scriptures. There's a two-sided argument here. Why people believe and why people don't believe. And I'm up for those discussions.
So how do you feel about me? How do you feel about your daughter when I talk about God and stuff like that?
I just accept it as your belief, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you feel like I'm okay with how you, like, I don't get mad at you for the way you believe either, right?
well, I'm happy for that. Everybody in my family, you, Mike, your husband, who's a pastor, my other daughter Michelle, who's a Christian, and her husband, who's a pastor, and I'm the only one in our family and even extended family who is not Christian. I'm the only one who's an atheist, and nobody preaches to me because they know don't preach to me. As a side thought, as I'm saying that, I'm a moral person. I have to look at myself in the morning in the mirror. I will not knowingly hurt somebody, say something to hurt somebody or embarrass somebody. I will not steal from anybody. I want to be kind to everybody, and that's who I am. Now, there are people who will say, well, I grew up Christian and that's why I learned that. That could be true.
Because those are biblical concepts, right? Like, we'll tell you that sometimes.
Well, I once, a long time ago, I worked right next to another person who was an atheist. And he said something which I came to agree with. He says, I'm glad there are people who believe in God because it keeps a structure in society. It keeps people loving each other and knowing each other. And even though we don't believe in God, I'm glad that there is the dogma and doctrine of religion.
Right. Right. Now, when I know there was a time where I first became a Christian and Mike first became a Christian, we were kind of crazy talking to you about it, huh? We talked to you a lot at that point. That must have been irritating.
No, I have to say I was never irritated. The only time I get a little irritated when people preach to me to try to convince me, where they will mention the Bible and scriptures, where if I don't believe in God, how can I believe in the scriptures and trying to convert me? That's the only time when I feel very, very uncomfortable. Because there's just too many inconsistencies.
Right.
I mean, there's billions and billions and billions of planets and stars. I mean, how could that be created by one person? Why are babies born at the head? Why are children have cancer? Why do they have these hospitals with children with all kinds of afflictions? These are too many things that make me think that there's no God. God loves America. We're all wealthy, but look at all the other countries that are starving. So there's there's just too many conflictions, too many reasons why I just can't warm up to the idea.
I understand your point. And you have 3 children. Would you say we're all good to you?
Oh, they're all good to me. They love me and I love them.
All 3 of us, right?
All 3 of you.
Even though we like to talk about God sometimes, huh?
That's right. That's right. That's right. I love you guys very much.
Yeah, I know. And we love you too. And that's why we talk to you about God, because we love you.
Yes. And I understand that. I totally understand that.
Yep, exactly. And you've given me license to talk about you and write about you and our relationship and all of that, right?
I certainly do.
Yeah, I know. Because I wouldn't do it without your permission.
Yes.
That's right. Okay, so any last words, anything you want to say, any advice you want to give people about life?
I believe as an atheist, the power of the mind, that we have our own inner powers, And a lot of people, when they're down and out or they need something or they're hurting, will turn to God. I have learned for myself to turn to my own powers, my own power of my mind, and I am comfortable with that. Now, this just triggered a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Lucille, when you were 8, 9 years old, whatever, you had your tonsils out,
Mm-hmm.
and you hemorrhaged, and we had to rush you back to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So now, at that point, I was an atheist. I forget my age, but I was an atheist at that point. Instead of praying, I kept chanting, she's going to be okay. She's going to be okay. She's going to be okay. Because I believe in the power of the mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so now if I prayed, dear God, let her be okay, everybody would say, well, it was God because you were praying.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't praying. I was using the power of my mind.
Right.
That you're going to be okay.
Yes.
You're going to be okay.
I hear what you're saying, but I would say that God had a purpose for me.
Yes.
And whether you prayed or not,
yes.
God's purpose was for me to do his work in
yes.
his world. And so he made me live because I almost died, as we know. And so God had a purpose for me, and so he kept me here. And he made sure I was okay. And so even though you were chanting, to me, that was a prayer to God. So it's just a matter of perspective, right? Like what we believe in.
Yes, okay.
But we respect each other for that. Like, I respect your view, you respect my view.
That's correct.
Because when people love each other, you can disagree, but still love each other. It doesn't mean you agree on everything.
That's correct. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, thanks, Dad. I appreciate you talking on my channel. And hey, guys, hit like, hit subscribe, and don't forget to check out my book, From Me to We. You keep my book at your house, huh?
Yes.
Yes, I know, because, when you have a daughter, you have a daughter, or son, or whatever it is.
On her book, on the first page of chapter 3, it talks about me.
That's right. It does talk about you. So, all right. Thanks, guys, for coming to my channel. Love you guys. And that's going to be it for now. God bless.